Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your full moon in Gemini reading. The full moon in Gemini is taking place on the 4th of December. It is at 12 degrees, I believe. I don't know why I didn't bring that with me, but I do believe it's at 12 degrees. The first card that showed up and popped out for you was the Seven of Pentacles. So, full moons are typically a time of releasing. I'm feeling a lot of people are going to be like all signs are going to be experiencing this. I feel like clarity, and I feel like what's being released is the illusion, right? The distortion, the um that sort of energy. I feel like what I'm seeing show up right here is the Seven of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is going to benefit, like for you specifically for your reading. I'm feeling like this is going to benefit you in a way that allows for a new beginning, a fresh start with that Ace of Wands. It feels like an ignition of your drive, passion, wanting to work towards something, really being passionate about focusing your time, energy, and effort into creating something, growing something. That's how I'm feeling with this energy. So I feel like whatever this full moon is for you, I feel like it's gonna release some blocks. Maybe it'll bring forth information or some sort of communication and you can see something differently. But I feel like it's removing a block, and that I feel like that's been in the way in regards to something you're working on. Next card showing up is the Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Fire. So there's that fire energy showing up again. This does give me that energy of feeling more at peace, a lot more. Like I just feel a lot more peace and comfort within your heart and soul. Like something feels very soothing, nurturing, that sort of energy. It can be what the energy you're putting out there into a project or into something you're developing or into something that you're focusing on. But I feel like not only are you aligned with it passionate wise and action wise, but I feel emotionally as well. So I hope that you understand that. Let's keep moving. Sagittarius, tell us more about this full moon in Gemini for Sagittarius. Next card that comes up is the Knight of Swords. So this feels like a little iffy energy to me. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. Yeah, I did feel an iffy feeling about that energy. I feel like there is something that's going to come in quite quickly. It could be a conversation that takes quick or that takes place real quick. I just feel like there's this energy of something that comes in. I am not getting the vibe of it being authentic or true, right? I get that feeling more like you're aligning with something, you're working towards something, you're getting ready to embark on this path or in this direction. I feel like it's going to be very stabilizing for you as far as the material world goes. I feel like emotionally it brings a lot of peace and joy to your heart, your spirit, that sort of thing. And then, boom, out of nowhere, this could be at that time of that moon, that full moon. I do believe it is a super moon on top of all of that, right? Where this news, this information, or this conversation comes in. I kind of feel like that's a distracting energy. I don't know why. It's just a vibe I'm getting. I kind of feel like it's an energy that wants to throw someone off course, so to speak. The Emperor is showing up next. So I kind of feel whatever that is, you're going to see it, recognize it, like move accordingly with this. The Emperor talks about being in control, like having control of, and it's not like an emperor in reverse would be a tyrant. This isn't a tyrant. This is an emperor upright. This is somebody who takes action, um, and deals with things accordingly, right? This isn't a tyrant kind of energy, but it is an energy that will establish boundaries, and force, what this person will do what needs to be done in order to maintain that stability, that security, their castle, their empire, whatever this may be for you, right? So take what resonates, release what doesn't. So I do feel someone really recognizes that Knight of Swords when it enters the scene. I kind of feel like this is somebody going to, I feel like the boundaries have been established, but it gives me that vibe of somebody has been working hard towards something. They're gaining some sort of stability, not only in their physical realm, but their emotional realm. And now something shows up and wants to distort it or disturb it at the very least. And I feel like this is someone standing in their power, taking control over the situation and not accepting that. They're rejecting that energy. Yes, Nine of Cups, because this is an energy that is working towards a wish fulfillment. This is a minor wish fulfillment coming through, and somebody is going to feel some sort of loss, some sort of sadness, regret in regards to this. I get the feeling that it's this Knight of Swords right here. We will clarify these cards though and check into that. So it does feel like there, and maybe in the past this was you who was experiencing emotional loss, setbacks, disappointments, that sort of thing. And if that was you, I feel like you've worked hard towards um coming out of that, towards healing those feelings and things like that, and really working hard towards bringing more stability and balance, right? Stability and security into your emotional realm when it comes to friendships, connections, relationships, that sort of thing. It just feels to me like there is this connection, or there is this coming together of something for you, and there is this energy that just really wants to come in and kind of like, bring it down. That sort of energy for you. It does feel like something that happens real quickly. I just feel like it's going to be some sort of news, information, a conversation is how I'm feeling. But I don't necessarily feel like the conversation is accurate or true. So let's clarify. Let's look at what this Seven of Pentacles is here for. Look, Seven of Pentacles clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. This is somebody who is working on growing, establishing. They're working towards victory, towards success, towards happiness, towards joy. This is the energy that I'm picking up on, whoever I'm reading for. You'll know if this resonates with you. Take what does, release what doesn't. And now they're discovering this. I swear this full moon is going to be really ripping the masks off some face. I just feel like that. Um, wouldn't surprise me. It is Gemini energy, and sometimes like Gemini energy rulers, Mercury talks about our thoughts, our ideas, our mind space. And a lot of people are walking around the face of this earth right now in an illusion, right? Because, some people be smiling in your face behind the scenes, they're a whole enemy in disguise, right? That sort of energy. So again, this can be liberating the mind from an illusion of what you thought or who you thought or something like that. But this is talking about somebody gaining wisdom. There's an enlightenment that's taking place, and someone's going to discover where there is a snake in their camp. And there's the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I feel someone's been blind to this, or hasn't wanted to see this. I get more the vibe of, I did see your energy three cards back too. I did get more the vibe of this energy is like a smooth talker. Like this is somebody who could convince you that they're all this, that, and the third thing and never were. It's giving me that. And it doesn't make a difference if this is relationship, a boss, a work environment, something like that. There's been a snake. We are seeing a lot of pentacle energy over here and work energy. So I do feel like it's something to do with the physical realm. It could very well be at work where somebody is trying to sabotage something, or rushes in quite quickly. Like when we look at the emperor over here, this could be somebody who's working hard, and now they're getting ready to evolve. They're getting ready to ascend, or to maybe be promoted. It's a wish fulfillment for somebody to do that. And then somebody wants to come in quite quickly. This is going to be discovered. I wouldn't worry myself over that situation. I kind of feel like it's meant to happen. Like whoever this snake is meant to be seen because it will save not only, it'll save a lot of things in the future. There's your energy showing up in this reading. There's the Wheel of Fortune talking about change. It's time for change. There is some sort of movement happening. The wheel is spinning. There's that Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck again for this new beginning. And again, it does feel to me like this new beginning not only solidifies and stabilizes someone's physical realm, but their emotional realm as well. So I do feel like there is a big change that is taking place. I feel like the timing, I know this can represent timing, but I'm seeing Saturn, so it's giving me that energy of somebody have learning a lesson, and the timing is now. There is the Knight of Pentacles. When we see the Knight of Pentacles show up, that is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but when he does show up, or he or she, whatever, the knight shows up, it brings in offer, it brings in opportunity, it brings in something that can stand the test of time if it is nurtured, taken care of, maintained properly, right? It can grow. And that is what I feel is happening. And someone is having to make a choice and a decision on that and turn their back on the past and move towards the future. I do see calm waters in the future. I do feel like somebody has taken their power back. It's showing that, right? The Ace of Wands is right in their hand. The Two of Wands is behind him. That's making the choice, choosing a path. Somebody is choosing a path to move forward. And I feel like in regards to this opportunity. So now that we're at the Knight of Swords, let's see what shows up. This popped out, the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is typically a celebration. It's a celebration of something that's solid, that's stable. And I feel like this is when that Knight of Swords wants to come in, right? And I feel like it's to affect and impact this Four of Wands, a choice that somebody makes to go after something more, to go like towards something solid, something stable. One more card for this energy. Well, I was wrong because look. I wanted one card, but I got three, so I'm gonna show it to you. Like Two of Pentacles to the Five of Swords to the Nine of Wands. This is 100% saying like a choice is being made or has been made, and there's that ship again, right? I feel like this person right there, they're not going towards this ship, right? I feel this is this Knight of Swords right there who has possibly whoever this is, I feel like they're the snake, have turned their back on you, maybe your vision, whatever this is in the past. They've turn their back on you. We get the Five of Swords to the Nine of Wands. So this is talking to me about somebody wanting to literally, Five of Swords has caused some sort of conflict. And typically it's through manipulative ways, through confusing the mind with the swords or telling a lie, like I was saying earlier with all of this. And then it goes to the Nine of Wands. Somebody wants to burden somebody or beat somebody down with false information or by distorting their mindset, that sort of energy. What I'm seeing with this Nine of Wands is somebody is not claiming those wands. Those wands are at their back. They've turned their back on that baggage, those burdens. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. They're not taking this. Somebody is definitely seeing that red flag for what it is, and they're letting it go. Yep, look at that. This is somebody who wants to block someone's growth as far as their pentacles go, their money, their resources, what they value. I feel like they're trying to block somebody from reaching the Ten of Pentacles, and I feel like they're doing so using emotional and mental manipulation, like come in there all charming and try to sweet talk somebody, filling them with a bunch of lies, all these swords, lies, just to keep them stuck, stagnant, not accepting opportunities or not moving forward, or not seeing them for the snake that they are. It's just giving me that vibe. I'm just putting it out there. So let's talk about this Emperor energy. Give us some clarity on this Emperor energy. Very interesting reading. Somebody is going to be sad and depressed over this situation. This is like recognizing when you've lost a good thing, is how it's giving me that feeling, right? That's just the vibe it's giving. Look, Emperor, and it's clarified by the Devil. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. Why is this Devil here? Let me ask about that, because I don't feel like this Emperor is the Devil. I feel like it's that, almost like that. Wow. Page of Cups in the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. So I feel like this Emperor talks about, I definitely feel it in a higher vibrational energy, okay? I feel it in an energy of somebody who's taking control of their life, who has structure and discipline, has boundaries, who enforces those boundaries, who does what needs to be done to maintain whatever this is they're maintaining. Their stability, their security, their financial resources, their palace, their kingdom, their business, whatever this is. And it feels to me that there is a very strong, determined, I'm going to say determined energy that wants to come in and like sabotage this by any means necessary. I feel like the ultimate goal is to cause confusion or distort the mind in some way, most likely through emotional manipulation and a bunch of deceptive energy. They want to bring conflict, chaos, drama, because ultimately somebody is sad. This is the second time the Five of Cups has shown up out here, right? Look at this. Interesting enough, right? One's a male, one is a female. This could be in regards to a relationship. I am seeing that there are three cups spilt, like this. This card right here, this energy, she is literally dumped like there's no more feelings, there's no emotions left in a situation. This person is feeling, healing, grieving, and then gonna ultimately look up and look towards this Two of Cup. There is an energy right here that is Three of Cups again, but this person is so fixated and focused on what was spilt, like, right, that they're not even getting themselves up and turning around and seeing Two of Cups behind them, right? Something coming into balance. I feel like that there is the energy that I'm feeling with this specific reading, where, look, High Priestess, trust your intuition about leaving somebody out in the cold, because I feel like somebody lost a good thing, and now that they're recognizing what they've lost, they don't want to lose it. And I do feel like they're coming forward. And again, this can be a boss, an employer, a family member. It can be a person, friends, whatever this is. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. But I do feel like somebody is wanting to hold on through any means, but because of all this, I don't feel any good energy out of this, right? Like, it's almost like I want what I want, and even though when I get it, I'm not going to appreciate it, respect it, or value it, right? It's giving me that energy. It's like an obsessive energy that just, I feel, wants to flex by dominating and controlling, that sort of energy, but it feels like it wants to stop, block, and dominate someone from growing, evolving, establishing something. I feel like I said, it feels to me in their physical world, their finances, their resources, their career, something like that. Can be relationships as well. But any way that I'm looking at it, it's to stabilize their physical world and their emotional world. And I do feel whoever I'm talking to, like whenever this comes in, rushing in, I feel like you see that red flag a mile away. You can recognize somebody trying to get you stuck or tethered to them. Give me another chance, discernment sort of energy or whatever this is. I'm not seeing that play out. This isn't for everybody. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. We all have free will. And it goes as well according to our spiritual strength. Do you have the spiritual strength to say no to something that's toxic, or not everybody does, but I am seeing whoever I'm talking to that you do, because here's that new beginning, and that new beginning is part of that wish fulfillment. This is by taking control of your own life. And look at the bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups again. So right there twice, this new beginning brings forth blessings. I feel like it brings forth wish fulfillment, happy emotional experiences. I kind of feel someone's cycle is closing out or has closed out, and I feel like someone has taken their power back, absolutely, and moved towards the future, and good things are already happening. And as these things are evolving and developing, there is this energy that wants to like come back in, I feel, and disrupt that for someone. Yes, absolutely. Five of Wands. They want to bring chaos, drama, that sort of energy, because someone chose a different path and rejected the offer, right? They're going towards a new beginning. They're not going towards energies that block, stop, and slow them down. They're going towards something that's an emotionally fulfilling, not only emotionally fulfilling, but emotionally reciprocating. Like there is going to be the reciprocation of energy in their physical realm and in their emotional realm. So let me pull one more card about this new beginning in this Nine of Cups. One more card for this new beginning in Nine of Cups. And that it's the Empress energy. There's the counterpart right there. If this is about a relationship, and there's the Six of Cups. This can indicate something from the past, but this can also talk about soulmates, right? This is, if this is about a relationship, I mean, for some there could be a reunion with a soulmate or a counterpart, that sort of energy. But it can also be somebody is moving forward and their life is stabilizing, growing, and evolving because they're aligned not only in the physical connection but the emotional connection as well. What's underneath it? Yeah, King of Swords. That's the truth. There is a cycle that's closed out. The World card to the Death card. Somebody is being left out in the cold. That's it. And I do feel like like this very well could be in regards to a relationship for some of you guys. You can leave me a comment and let me know. Let's see. These are mindful messages. These are just here to help bring you some inspiration, motivation, or maybe some little messages of just encouragement for you along this journey. I kind of feel someone is going to master this quite quickly. I do feel like the second this thing shows up, whatever this thing is, this energy is, I feel somebody's like there. I didn't see the high priestess out here, but some tells me their little spidey senses are on 10, and they can see this for what it is. And it feels to me like somebody is taking an opportunity to try to manipulate emotionally and mentally in order to maintain or retain control over someone or a situation. I don't see that playing out though. I'm just saying. So the first card that shows up out of these mindful messages is the better it gets. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know that there are much more good feelings or things coming my way. The better it gets, it keeps rising up. And somebody has known that. They have recognized that. That's why I feel like they already know how this is going down, because once you leave a toxic situation or a bad situation or being into a controlling situation, not very many people really willingly step back into that once they've had that experience and learned that lesson, right? Next card that shows up in this talks about loving friends. I surround myself with people who inspire me and grow together with me. My friends raise raise me up and hold me to the best that I can be. I am loved unconditionally and supported throughout my journey. I release old friendships which may be toxic or keeping me stagnant. Yes, absolutely. Right? This is what this looks like too. Somebody has worked hard on themselves, on their life, on their future, whatever this is. And there does feel like there's an energy that just wants to I keep feeling intercept it, stop it, block it, that sort of energy. I don't feel like any of the above are going to happen, but nonetheless, I do feel that attempt showing up out here. So let's keep moving. Let's grab a couple more of these messages. Next message that popped out is releasing anger. Anger is a natural emotion, but I recognize that holding on to it can be toxic for me. I look at the person who has caused me pain and see them as the human being they are. I release the anger I feel and free myself, freeing myself and expanding to love. So that's very interesting, right? I kind of like, I felt like with this energy over here, anyways, that someone sees it for what it is. I don't feel like they do get mad. I don't feel like this person, like we've seen it over here, right? This person doesn't have, they don't feel the same. The emotions are gone. They're dumped out. They've been cried out, poured out, pained out, whatever it is. This person is no longer emotionally invested into whatever this energy is. The next card that shows up says self appreciation. Very good. I will find a moment throughout the day that I can dedicate to myself, find a comfortable space, and bring a pen and paper. I will write a letter of appreciation to myself where I will pour love into who I am and all that I do. And yeah, you can definitely see somebody is definitely moving forward. Like they like have a lot more respect for themselves, I'm feeling, right? They've drawn a line in the sand of what they will tolerate. I feel that's how I'm seeing this. Next card that comes up is the card of gratitude. I love acknowledging all the little things I am grateful for. No matter what I have going on, I always have things to be thankful for. Whenever I am feeling upset, I can fill up a page with the things I appreciate. This begins to shift my mood and focus onto that which brings me joy. And I really love that. I really do this like religiously every day throughout the entire day. I don't necessarily always write down what I'm grateful for, but I know many, many, many times throughout my day, I'm always, even if it's in my own head, expressing I'm so grateful for this or I'm so grateful for that. Like just, and I really find that that does make a difference. I do that. Like, I really do. I do feel like it makes a difference. I do personally also believe that writing it down has a much more powerful, it, like, something more powerful about putting it in writing than just thinking it in your head. So, yes, if you have the opportunity to jot yourself little notes or here and there, just write down anywhere what you are grateful for. Doesn't matter if they're scattered all over. It's just the fact that you've taking it out from inside and put it, took physical action and released it outside. That it feels very powerful to me. The bottom of the deck says doing your best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. And I feel like someone did learn. I feel like they learned a lot. I feel like they've grown a lot, and I feel like they're not looking back. They're looking forward. They're looking to grow in a better way, in an easier way, in a healthier way. I feel like their growth cycle, because we did see the world and the death card, so this is definitely something closing out. There's a transformation that comes as a result of that. So I do feel like the next cycle for someone is not going to be through some very challenging lessons. I feel more it's going to be about lessons that are higher vibrational energy lessons, right? Um, that's just the vibe I get with this. So you can definitely let me know how that's going for you. I hope this message serves you well, Sagittarius. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate you. Have a great day. I send you love and light.